Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Travis from Gate Studios, and this is Casey from Alex and Casey 13.
Indeed. Today Philip's not with us.
Because he's a party pooper.
Nah, he's got a lot of homework to do. So he wasn't able to make it because he's got to get it done.
Believe it or not, we all have lives outside of making random podcast videos.
Yeah. I mean, not much of a life, though.
No, not at all.
Just like, we got huge lives. Okay, So we don't have a whole lot for you guys today, but I wanted to go over this sweet little build. Me and Travis will go through it together. It looks pretty awesome. It is the ultimate gaming computer, which it can be. You can argue whether or not it is the ultimate gaming computer or it's not the ultimate gaming computer. It's just something fun that I threw together real quickly.
It works for me.
So, when you build a computer, usually after you buy all the parts, the first thing that you put into the case is generally the motherboard, or you put the RAM in the motherboard. There's different ways to do it. I usually put the motherboard into the case first. So, therefore, we'll go over the motherboard first. I picked out the Asus Rampage 5 Extreme. Doesn't that sound pretty extreme?
It does.
Either way, it's $466.99. And I think this was a great purchase. It takes the 2011 version 3 Intel processors. So I'm pretty excited to go over this. But I think that's a great choice, and it does take DDR4 memory.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, it takes the highest frequency of DDR4. And it is an extended ATX, full ATX motherboard made by one of the best brands, Asus. It's either Asus or Gigabyte.
So you would need a pretty nice case to fit it in.
Yep. Well, I guess we could go over the case right away. The case that I chose out was a Roswell Thor version 2 white edition.
Those are pretty nice.
It is an ATX full tower, and it does support the extended ATX motherboard that I chose.
Have you ever heard of the Cooler Master cases?
Well, of course.
Because those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, those are. The only reason I picked this one out is because I feel like everybody has Cooler Master cases. Because they're really cool. But this one was just awesome. And it's white. Not saying I really like white, it's just pops out.
There you go. It'll be noticeable when you have your LAN party. Everyone will be like, hey, what are your specs, man?
Well, I got this big, huge, freaking white case. You can't miss it. Actually, at our last LAN party, or not our last one, Alex and Casey has sponsored some LAN parties, and we did one at my house. We had about 21 people there for New Year's sometime. Is in early January. You can go check out all the pictures from that LAN party at facebook.com/ actually, I don't even know. Just look for Infinite Life Gaming.
There you go. And
all of the pictures from that LAN party are on there. And I think there was one person who had a white case in that. Yeah, I think there's only one person. But it stuck out from everybody else's because it's white.
I think I might have been the only one who used a laptop for the LAN party.
The only one who used a Mac, but not a laptop.
Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't really pay attention to a whole lot of everyone's rigs at all.
Yeah. Alex had a laptop. John had a laptop. And I believe Chase had a laptop. I don't know. We could always go check out the pictures, too.
It's true.
So we'll keep moving here. The processor, I love this, is the new Intel Core i7, 8-core, clocked at 3 gigahertz, which is also obviously an LGA 2011 version 3 socket. It require 140 watts.
So we really need a really big power supply, too.
Yes, it's pretty beast. Although, yeah, either way, it's a pretty big one. So I chose that one out, and I did choose CPU cooling in EnderMax Li Quet. Either way, I chose out an EnderMax liquid cooling. It is an all-in-one. I prefer to go with the all-in-ones because then you don't have to go and buy all the separate little parts versus just purchasing one box and putting it all together.
There you go.
So that is with the dual high pressure airflow fans that mount to the top. I chose that to cool the CPU down since it would be overclocked. Speaking of overclocking, the other day I was surfing YouTube on overclocking, and I found a video of somebody overclocking a Pentium 4 to 5 gigahertz using liquid nitrogen as coolant.
Wow. That is insane.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Especially for that processor. That's...
Didn't explode. They used to explode, like literally, like blow up.
Well, I remember my first gaming computer, I didn't cool my processor very well, and it actually melted to the motherboard. Like, I had to replace the motherboard and the processor because I overclocked it and melted it to the motherboard. That was a couple $100 I didn't want to spend.
All right, let's keep going. RAM. I chose 232 gig sets, so a total of 64 gigs of RAM of Corsair Vengeance. It's 288 pin DDR4 RAM clocked at 2666 megahertz.
Very nice. Corsair's a good brand too.
Yeah, they are, and so is what is it called? G-Skill.
Mm-hmm. I think most of everything I bought for RAM has always been Corsair.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good.
And affordable.
That too. So with a hard drive, on here, I got three hard drives, and they're all the Samsung 840 EVOs, which are 1 terabyte SSDs. Those per hard drive are $424. Oh, speaking of dollars, the RAM individual kit was $679.99, so as a total, the RAM came out to $1,359.99. And the processor came out to $1,049.99. And I think we went over the CPU cooling, which was $109.99. And the case was $192.99. Interesting. Those Samsungs came out to $1,274.99. 97. Either way, close enough. 3 cents.
Now, when you set up your computer, how do you partition it? Do you partition a section just to install Windows on? Or do you keep it all in one partition?
Well, I do it differently. It depends. If it comes to a gaming computer, yes, my partitions are partitioned where the OS only has a certain amount of space, because you really don't need anything more than like 16 gigs for the operating system. Mm-hmm. Then I have a whole nother partition for where stuff gets saved to, like downloads and pictures and all that crap. But I don't really save any of that on my desktop because I have a file server at home. And then all my games are on another partition. But in this case, we got 3 1 terabyte hard drives. So I would only partition for the OS, and then the rest would just be filled with games. And one hard drive would be for the OS and would be for things like Steam and Origin and that fun stuff in your separate games. Then the other hard drive would be filled with games, so which can take up a lot of space. Mm-hmm. And then the third terabyte would be used for recordings, videos that you take of your games.
Yeah, and having a lot of space is super important now for gaming because, I mean, most new games require a minimum of 20 to 30 gigs of space, and that's just like the base install. That's not everything else that goes with it.
And the new Call of Duty was a minimum requirement of 50 gigs.
That's going to be insane.
I saw a commercial for it. It looks pretty intense. So I did get a CD drive with this because a lot of people don't get CD drives, but sometimes it's kind of important. And it is a Blu-ray, in case you want to watch the occasional Blu-ray, which came out to $57.99. All right, let's keep moving. Let's go over to the graphics card. This one's nice. I planned for 2 GTX Titan Zs in SLI with each other, which are 12 12 gigabyte cards, which is super nice, which it comes out to 760-bit, 68-bit for games GDDR5. And I think that was... I don't even know what to think there. Each card individually is $1,499.99, which is really ridiculous. Yeah. Super expensive. But to have those in SLI or synced with each other, having two of those...
That would be insane.
Yeah, you're going to get benchmarks through the roof, which they're all out there. You know, you can get them from Maximum PC, which they usually do really good benchmarks, in my opinion.
We do accept donations for this project. Just figured I'd state that.
Yes, that'd be awesome. Power supply. I don't know if I liked it, but I just threw it in there. Was the Rosewell Hercules, which is a 1600 watt PSU. It's an 80 plus silver, which is okay, which you can get better, but I just tossed it in there because I needed to keep going. A keyboard. I don't have the information on that because after I bought it, it went out of stock. Or after I put the link down and everything, the next day when I went to go fill everything out, it was out of stock. And then Newegg. All of this is bought or built from Newegg. So that was a Razer keyboard. I know that much. They're a good brand. But the mouse was a Logitech because I like Logitech. The headset was a Logitech wireless one, and the speakers were Roswell as well, which isn't that important. But here's one of my favorites. For monitors, I bought 3 of the new ones that just came out from where is it? Monitors. LG. They're the ultra wide 34-inch monitors, but they're like, their ratio is like super. It's like, actually I think it's on here, 1000 by 1. They're super wide 34-inch monitors, and I got 3 of them. They're $1,000 each, so you can play all your games in Infinity with 3 34-inch ultra wide monitors.
That would be quite the view.
Yeah, it'd probably take up, a whole, almost an 8-foot table with everything in your computer on it. I didn't get any extra fans or cooling because they all come on the case. So the total came out to $11,222.71 without shipping or tax.
That is a boss computer.
I know, right? Too bad I couldn't actually have it.
Someday, Casey, someday.
One day
we will rule and own the boss computer. And when we do, we'll probably do some pretty ridiculous things with it.
Yeah, probably. I'm not a huge fan of overclocking, but it would be awesome. If you get the right stuff, you don't need to overclock.
Yeah.
I did see another YouTube video of someone overclocking their i7 to 7 gigahertz.
That would be crazy.
Again, with liquid nitrogen.
Yeah. Dude, we should get some liquid nitrogen just to play with.
Yeah. That and dry ice.
Dry ice is fun. Oh, the stories I could tell with dry ice. Maybe I won't, though. Long story short, restaurant I used to work at, we got dry ice shipments every now and then.
Ooh.
And then there was times where our boss wasn't around, and honestly, our boss wouldn't have cared anyway. But it's like, hey, what can we do with the dry ice that's cool? So we would do cool stuff with the dry ice. And
sneak it in someone's drink?
No. That would kill them.
Well, they wouldn't drink it. Well, I guess maybe some people are weird and would, but...
Yeah. No, we would do stuff like put it in soup cups and then seal the soup cup and then watch the cup expand and then explode.
Oh, here's another thing I think that we should put into our podcasts is airsoft.
Yes. Airsoft
I just had to throw that in there. So we have a group called the Airsoft Crew located in the Pulaski, Green Bay, Wisconsin area. and I believe there's about 15 members, and you can go and sign up if you want to. You got to fill out an application. But we get together every now and then, and we do like huge airsoft events, and you win prizes and 50-50 raffles and all that fun junk. Philip is he heads up the airsoft crew. He does all the work for it, and we have an event hopefully coming up sometime either this month or next month, and it's gonna be a ton of fun. And I believe it'll be another one of the big, huge events with you can win BBs and win. I don't know if there'll be a gun there. It depends on how the 50-50 raffle goes, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think I was gonna bring up to Philip that I think that each member of the group should go through and do a review of their gun and post it on the internet. That would be fun. But for people like me, you would have a really long review. Because I've got 4 guns, I think. Yeah, 4.
I'm just looking forward to when my one arrives.
Yeah. I have an L96 AWP with a 3x9x40 scope and a bipod. That one's my favorite. Next to my tri-shot shotgun. A Franchi.
Yeah, I don't remember what mine is because I've never actually owned an airsoft gun, but I decided it was time to invest in one, and it was supposed to originally arrive yesterday.
You saw all the fun we were having?
I did. I saw all the fun you were having, and then I went and played paintball with a bunch of you, and that was a lot of fun. And so I was like, I gotta get in on this fun more often.
Yep. We'll get you some pictures and stuff of our next event.
Definitely.
So you can see it.
It'd be cool if we could get some GoPros too.
I think 2 of the members have GoPros.
Yes.
Or if they don't now, they're getting them.
That will be awesome. GoPros are awesome. Just in case you guys didn't know.
They came out with the Hero 4.
Have you seen the footage that GoPro posted for it? They took it over a volcano. And I don't know how they did it, but they got an overview of the inside of the volcano, you looking down into it. You can see the lava just kind of boiling.
That would be cool. I'll have to go check that out.
It is pretty sweet. But I'm assuming they had to have had a gyrocopter or something to fly over it.
A quadricopter?
Or a quadricopter, yeah.
Whatever they're called. Sweet. We'll have to check that out.
Well, I think that's all we had for this week. Keeping it short and simple.
We miss Philip.
We do. He always brings an interesting perspective.
We need more comics.
Yes, we do. Actually, maybe next week we'll talk about the recent Marvel convention that they just had announcing all of the new
Age of Ultron.
Yep. Well, they announced Age of Ultron. They did confirm that Avengers 3 will be a new team. They confirmed and announced a whole ton of different stuff this last
Philip will be on top of that.
Yeah, so look forward to that next week.
Yes.
So, but for now, I think that's all we have. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.